Good Monday. This is Jay Brew, co-chairman of Seafried and Brew. Well, Dave Hunsaker at New Tripoli Bank here in our Lehigh Valley, who has been a great client of ours as well as a good friend, asked a question in terms of Pennsylvania farmers. Are they better off than 5 years ago? So we went to the maps. And we use these maps to do pre- and post-purchase due diligence on credit concentration. We've talked about this before, that instead of having in your policies by state, that essentially there's so many economic zones within states that really looking at that credit concentration per economic zone makes a lot more sense and gives more protection to your municipal bond portfolio. But in this mapping program that we have, it also lays out different things besides economic zones. It also looks at, for instance, if you want to just not buy anything in a FEMA zone, is that essentially we can map that out here. So with Dave's question is that we went to the maps. And so we looked at the entire state of Pennsylvania, as well as we can look at all different states across the country. And essentially what this map shows is the percent of GDP, Pennsylvania GDP, that farming contributes. And it's interesting when you look at this breadbasket in here, that this same breadbasket was where Lee came up into the country during the Civil War and found such abundance. And that abundance still is in that region. But looking at it in a different way, in terms, especially when you're looking at these regions where the farming is not as strong, is that suddenly we said, okay, what happened with Marcellus Shale? So we overlaid in here, these are all the active oil and gas wells throughout Pennsylvania that came in with mostly the natural gas and the whole Marcellus Shale. So once again, you can do so much with these maps in terms of answering more complicated questions, especially when you then look at it in terms of overall farm prices having gone up dramatically with the price of natural gas, and interestingly enough, falling back some with a drop in the price of natural gas. So it really is an effect in terms of overall farmland prices. So think about things that you'd like us to map out, because we're going to be talking about this in the future. This is Jay Brew, co-chairman of Seafried and Brew. Have a great week.